Hi, Ben here, and we're in the workshop again today, and we've brought you into our grinding room. So this is probably our dirtiest room in the workshop. There's lots of grit, dust, so basically you've got to really think about PPE or personal protective equipment as soon as you walk in through the door into this workshop. This is where all the main work is done, so I spend many hours in here, so I want to be safe, but I also want to be comfortable. So we thought we'd talk about dust masks today. It's probably the least interesting subject about knife making, but I love making knives, but the dust tries to kill me, so basically I've got to try and protect myself as much as possible. So over the years I've been buying different masks to see which works for me, which feels the most comfortable. So we've got actually 3 masks here today. All of them are produced by 3M. You don't have to use 3M, but what I would say is don't buy a very cheap mask. Often if you buy a very cheap manufacturer's mask, they're not necessarily going to be up to the kind of high standards that you're going to require. So 3M is a very well-known manufacturer. They've got lots of reputation and everything is certificated, so you know that you're not going to be using the wrong filters. So this is where I started off in life. This was just a normal over-the-face mask that has got removable filters. So obviously as they get bunged up and dirty, you can change them, which is great. But the main thing is you can actually change the filters to the task in hand. So obviously I go for a sort of particulate filter because it's mostly airborne dust that I'm dealing with rather than chemicals. Obviously if you were going to be spraying paint, you'd need different filters, but very easy to change. So you could use the same mask and just change the filters for different tasks. Now I use this for many years and it's a pretty good mask. It's certainly protected my lungs, but what I would say, for long periods of time it gets quite uncomfortable because you've got this strap around your head and obviously this sealed mask. Now the disadvantage of this style of mask is obviously the filters are sucking out all the particulates, but you're physically having to use your own diaphragm and your lungs to draw the air through those filters. So you can actually feel like you're working at high altitude almost, because you're having to breathe a lot harder to actually get the air into your lungs. So if you're wearing that for long periods, you'll find that you feel a little bit fatigued at the end of the day. Other disadvantage with this, if you've got to wear glasses, you'll find that they sit over the top of the mask and any escaping air will actually make the glasses steam up and it's a real pain basically. So, slight upgrade from that version. It's almost the same mask, same sort of features inside, same filters that I've actually got on this one as well. The advantage with this one is it's got a built-in face shield, so obviously not only are we protecting our lungs in here, we want to stop any particulates going into our eyes. So having this proper safety shield is going to be great for protecting your face as well. Same sort of strap mechanism that goes over the back of the head, and it works great. Like I say, same as the other one, if you're wearing it for extended periods of time, you're having to breathe in and it's quite hard work, but also you'll find that your face gets quite hot. And I christened it mask rash. You'd end up with a slight bit of discoloration around your face if you've been wearing it all summer long. So use that for probably, again, about 3 years, something like that. Very happy with it, apart from the mask rash more than anything, and getting hot. I tend to run pretty hot at the best of the time, so that I got quite hot in that one. So, the Rolls Royce of dust masks. This is a 3M mask again, but this is what they call the Versaflow. Now, this is slightly different to the other masks in the fact that it's got its own electric motor and fan system, and the air is sucked in through the filter, which is the same replaceable filters on the other masks, but you're using a rechargeable battery to help force the air through this tube and then into the actual mask and face shield itself. So this is very comfortable. It's fully adjustable, so you can adjust it depending on what size head you've got, if you want to be still wearing a beanie hat if you're working in the winter, and it's really comfortable. The great thing that I like about this is if you're wearing glasses or you've got facial hair, you can pull this down and you create a seal with this soft loop, so there's no actual rubber touching your face at all, and you get this lovely veil of cool filtered air coming over your face, so your glasses don't steam up. You feel really comfortable. So if you're working in that for 8 hours a day, you don't feel fatigued at all, and I really like it. The other great thing is about it is if I need to do something a bit more intricate and I'm not in the dirty room, I can just lift that face shield really easily and I don't have to take the mask off, and it's quite comfortable to wear. Even though this is obviously considerably more heavy than the masks themselves, because this has got a belt strap on it and you're wearing that on the back of your belt, you hardly notice that you've got it on, to be quite honest. So this is my sort of favourite mask at the moment. Yes, it's not cheap, it's going to be expensive, but let's face it, you only get one set of lungs, so I'd sooner pay some serious money on a mask so I don't have to worry about coughing later on in life. Now, I've added extra ear defenders on this model as well, so you can do grinding and stuff like that, and you've got ear protection as well. You don't have to have that, but it's a really nice option that you can add to later. The other thing that I would say, obviously this is the protective face shield that we had on the other mask. To prevent this getting really scratched up and you having a very expensive face shield to actually replace down the line, you can get these self-adhesive face covers that you stick on. You get about 10 in a pack, they're about 20 quid, and it means that once they get scratched up after a few months, you can peel that off, you've still got like a brand new face shield, stick a new one on, and you're good to go. So yeah, the 3M Versaflow. I've been using this for probably about 3 years constantly, hence why it's looking a bit dirty and dusty. Quite frankly, I like it now because I look like Boba Fett when I got it on my head. Look really cool. But quite excitingly, we had a new one arrive yesterday. So I thought it'd be a great opportunity to show you what you get in this Versaflow kit. So we'll go and open it up now and see what you can get with it. Okay, let's see what we got. Like a kid at Christmas opening up parcels. So what have we got? We've got the main kit. So this is the first part that you'll need if you're going to go for the Versaflow. So you choose the starter kit, which consists of a whole load of instructions, which you can read at your leisure. You get the main powered filter backpack part of it, so that's where your fan is, where your filter will click into, and obviously your battery on the bottom. So you get one of those. You get a standard particle filter with it to get you started, so that's pretty good. That's basically what I use anyway in the knife making room, so one of those. You get your belt, so obviously you can buy more elaborate belts to make them more comfortable, but that's what I use. It's the standard adjustable belt, that works really good. Nice wide webbing belt. You get some extra filters, so these are like pre-filters, so they stop the real crud going into your main filter, so you can blow those out and clean those quite regularly. I think you get 10 of those, so they're pretty handy. You get your charger cable. You get your tube that connects the filter to your mask. You get your lithium-ion rechargeable battery, which has got a little test indicator on it as well, which shows you the level of charge, which is really nice. Not sure of the timings on this because it varies with temperatures, but I normally get about 4 or 5 hours out of my battery before it needs charging. And you also get one of these. Now this looks like something out of the hospital, but basically this is to test the level of blockages in your filter basically. So you unclip your pipe and you pop that on the top and it blows this ball up and down this tube. And basically if it doesn't go beyond a certain height, it means that you need to change your filter. So that's quite a good visual indicator of when you actually need to change any filters in there. So that's the main kit, and obviously you get the charger as well for your battery. So that's what you get. So you'd have to shop around. It's probably getting on towards 500 quid for that one little box full of kit. And you might think, wow, that's a lot of money. But like I say before, one set of lungs, so you know, people will spend more money on a TV subscription than on PPE. So that's the main kit. And then it's up to you what you choose helmet wise. You can have a very, very simple face shield that just goes over the top. I went for another one of the masks that I've had before, which is the M100. This has got an open top to it, so it keeps me nice and cool. You can get ones with a sort of solid helmet top, but they get a little bit hotter. And obviously you can get ones with like a sort of more elaborate shield around your shoulders if you're grinding or painting and things like that, or welding. But yeah, so I opted for the light one that I've had before. That's probably about £130, so obviously that's an extra to that initial startup of your kit, but you can pick and choose what sort of helmet you want. Like I say, the main thing that I would suggest is getting some of those self-adhesive little covers for the actual face shield. So rather than you having to spend, I don't know, 50, 60 quid replacing the face shield, you can just peel one of those off and you can see again. It's really, really good. But we'll put the kit together and you can see it actually all fitted together. So we've put the new Versaflow together. So like I say, this one is a brand new one, and I haven't fitted the ear defenders like on my old faithful one. And it's amazing how clean this is as well. So I've already got the power pack on the back, got that fitted with a strap, so it's quite comfortable. To be honest, you don't even know that you've got it on. The mask itself, it's got this elasticated face seal, so like I say, if you've got facial hair, big beard or whatever, it doesn't have to create a tight seal because it's just going to be blowing that lovely air over your face. And inside the actual mask, you can actually adjust this little angled plate at the front of the mask itself, a bit like adjusting the sort of the air in your car on your dash. You can move it so you can either have it blowing on your face if it's summer, or if you just want to keep the mist off the actual face shield, you can point it over there so you don't get too cold. So fully adjustable on the back side of the helmet, so if you wanted to you could keep your hat on, but I'm going to take mine off and I'm going to place it on. Easiest to sort of place it on your head itself, and then just turn that little knob until it clicks, until it feels comfortable. And then to actually pull the mask down, I find that rather than pulling on this, if you actually pull on the actual helmet itself, pull that down, and then you can create that seal. So you can see it's quite a snug fit, and you'll see, look, straight away I'm starting to steam up because I haven't got the fan on. And as soon as I turn the fan on, it'll start to bleed. And almost instantly, I'm getting that lovely veil of cool air, and it's already starting to clear the mask. We've already stuck that face shield on there, so I'm good to go basically. I can start making this as filthy as my old faithful mask. So there you go, that is the Versaflow. So you can probably still hear the air flowing. If you're wearing glasses, no problem, it doesn't knock them off, it doesn't steam them up, and it doesn't even create that horrible pressure headache that you normally get with a mask where it squeezes the actual arms of the glasses into your head. So, like I say, I've been using these for a few years, very happy with the comfort of it. Obviously, if you're going to be wearing it for long periods of time, you're probably going to find that the battery itself will either need charging. If you stop for lunch or a cup of coffee, just stick the battery on charge. You can buy batteries as an extra, so you can have 2 or 3 batteries so you never ever run out of power. I can tell you something, if you're working and you forget to charge up your battery and then you have to go back to one of the older style masks, you'll really notice the difference really of how hard it is to actually breathe. So, hope this helps. It's probably not the most exciting piece of equipment to buy in the workshop. Don't get me wrong, I'd rather spend my money on buying a new grinder or something like that, but it's the most most important part of the work environment, keeping yourself safe, because if I'm ill and I'm not actually making anything, then 0 tools come out of the workshop. So I got this, I shopped around online for it. I actually found one of the most competitive prices was from Dusk Masks Direct. They were really good, so we'll probably put a little link to their website in the description. So any questions, just drop me a line, but I hope this proves useful to all you budding woodworkers and knife makers.